Have you ever noticed how often you feel you're waiting? It isn't only the significant life moments that ask for patience. Every day, in little ways, life nudges you to pause. It might be as mundane as standing in line at the grocery store, your eyes monitoring the ceaseless flow of products on the conveyor belt, the slow ticking of minutes stretching in the silence. Or perhaps it's the growing anxiety as you glance at your phone for the 100th time, waiting for a reply to an important message, hoping it will bring the change you yearn for. Even the larger, more elusive dreams, the longing for significant change, often linger just out of reach, beckoning yet remaining mysterious. It's as if life itself is constantly urging you to stand still, to hold on, to wait. And while this can be frustrating, underneath this common experience, a deeper truth waits to be uncovered. Sometimes, it is within these very pauses, in these spaces of stillness and anticipation, where God begins His profound work in your life. At times, there are moments when you've earnestly prayed for something, your heart fervently seeking what seems right, good, and necessary for you. Every fiber of your being attunes to this desire, and you imagine its fulfillment vividly, believing it is so close you could almost touch it. But then comes the undeniable whisper of God's no, or more confusing perhaps, the unsettling silence that follows your prayers. In these moments, doubt may creep in, wrapping itself around your heart, making you wonder if your heartfelt pleas reached God's ears at all. Did your hopes and desires matter in the grand scheme of His plans for you? It's a vulnerable space full of questions, but what if these moments of waiting are part of a larger journey orchestrated for your growth? Consider the discomfort inherent in waiting. It's a space fertile with uncertainty, where time seems to stretch endlessly, amplifying your worries. When God expresses a no, it's akin to a small pebble in your shoe on a long journey, something that cannot easily be ignored, reminding you persistently of its presence. Yet, if viewed through a different lens, God's no isn't a dismissal of your heart's deepest desires, but rather a quiet room prepared just for you to pause, reflect, and truly listen. In this room, amidst the echoes of silence, there lies an opportunity for immense personal growth and introspection. Reflect on the innocence of a child reaching up with eager fingers to grasp a heavy jar perched precariously on a high shelf. As a loving observer, you wouldn't wish for the child to succeed in their attempt, for you know the risk of mishap is great. Similarly, God's no acts in this protective capacity. It is sometimes His way of preventing unseen consequences, of holding you in place until you're ready or until the path ahead becomes clear. His divine denial can redirect your steps, saving you from unseen pitfalls, leading you gently towards something far more extraordinary than you could possibly imagine for yourself. Imagine you've taken up the hobby of gardening, planting seeds in rich, fertile soil with the hopeful expectation of life emerging. Each day, faithfully, you water the earth, casting careful, loving glances in the direction where you buried your hopes. But days pass, and still nothing pushes through the surface. Frustration naturally creeps in, questioning your efforts and intentions. Yet, you remind yourself that just because you don't see it, growth doesn't halt its mysterious work. Beneath the soil, out of sight, roots take hold, stretching and weaving through the darkness, gaining strength. Over time, the seeds transform into budding plants, finally breaching the surface to meet the light. In much the same transformative way, your soul is nurtured during these periods of waiting. God's no is rarely a barren, empty place but rather a hidden grace that nourishes deep growth and transformation. As human beings, it's an instinctive response to anchor your faith and understanding, to desire desperately to see God's hand move in every turn of your journey. But real trust, profound and rooted, is cultivated when you choose to lean into Jesus without the luxury of full sight. This is where you believe wholeheartedly that His plans for you exceed your wildest dreams. And in these tender moments of waiting, Jesus isn't some distant figure receded into the background. He's close, intimately so, whispering comfort into your storms of uncertainty, offering his presence as steady, unwavering assurance. Reflect on the story of a friend who once had their heart set on pursuing a specific career path, all signs seemingly pointing toward what felt like their destiny. Everything appeared to align with their dreams and aspirations, yet doors inexplicably closed. Opportunities slipped away like grains of sand through fingers. At that moment, to them, it felt like a profound failure, a stumbling where there should have been triumphant strides. Yet, as years passed, the true path illuminated with vivid clarity, a possibility they hadn't even considered in those earlier days. Each no along the way had been a carefully placed step directing them toward their life's work, revealing a satisfaction and fulfillment that far exceeded their original vision. As you reflect on the twists and turns of your own life, you may find yourself grappling with scenarios that resist immediate clarity. But within these unpredictable turns, the courage needed to trust that a loving no is but a part of your intricate, beautiful story takes root. It's akin to a parent's heart guiding their child away from unseen dangers out of incomprehensible love. Thus, God navigates your life, and though answers may elude you today, tomorrow may reveal their concealed wisdom. Sometimes the blessing is shrouded in disguise, gifting you with patience, resilience, and an unexpected new perspective. Consider for a moment the vivid anticipation of a child awaiting their birthday or some cherished day marked on the calendar. Remember how the waiting stretched time thin, making it feel endless, yet heightening the anticipation with every tick of the clock. When the day finally arrives, joy explodes, perhaps heightened by the extended period of waiting. So it is with God's timing. When the eventual yes arrives, breaking through like the dawn, wrapped in God's perfect plan, it unfolds with a joy and fulfillment that multiply the cost of waiting tenfold. Every delay or unanswered prayer in your life doesn't signify God's absence. On the contrary, they teem with meaning, inviting you to draw nearer, to trust more deeply, to anchor your heart in the knowledge that the one who holds tomorrow understands what's profoundly best for you. Consider the inspiration of a friend or loved one poised at the edge of receiving news that could alter the course of their life. Their journey through this uncertainty, as they learn patience and contentment, serves as a guiding light to you. Even when the outcome they face isn't what they dreamt of, their course redefines them, shapes their heart, and deepens their trust in God's wisdom, which surpasses earthly understanding and promises depths yet unseen. Whenever you face God's no, recognize it as an opportunity, a gentle invitation to reflection, urging you to rest your hopes softly in His loving hands. In Jesus, faith becomes a living, breathing testament, a grace that allows you to trust beyond the confines of your present sight. Every quiet no or God's silent response invites an occasion to deepen this faith, to grow in patience, and to experience firsthand that what might seem inadequate from your perspective is more than sufficient with Him. In the middle of waiting, it's often difficult to remember that you are never alone in these moments of stillness. Jesus walks beside you, matching His pace to yours, consistently offering words of encouragement that resonate in your heart if you allow yourself the time and quiet to hear them. Let His gentle voice guide you, teaching you to view waiting not as an empty void, but rather as a landscape lush with quiet blessings, subtle lessons, and unexpected joys. Even when God's no feels like loss, it can signal the very beginning of a new chapter, one where unseen strengths are nurtured, and reliance on Christ emerges as your steadfast anchor. There lies a tender invitation, waiting for you to lay down your carefully wrought plans with open hands, trusting in the beauty, time, and love God intricately weaves into His handiwork, which becomes revealed, grace by grace, over time. Bring to mind the stark image of the barren branches of trees in the throes of winter, stark and seemingly empty to the casual observer's eyes. And yet, within the core of those harsh branches is a quiet promise, a hidden prophecy of spring's inevitable revival. This serves as a reminder that life and hope are nurtured in the arms of patience. Blessings often arise from the quiet sanctum of waiting, softly reshaping your perspective in alignment with God's heart. As you navigate through times when answers are delicately withheld, remember that God's "no" today might hold the keys to a magnificent "yes," waiting patiently for tomorrow. Trust in the unwavering constancy of His love for you, acknowledge His infinite understanding, and rest assured that His grace covers every step of your ponderous waiting path. Perhaps now you might gently consider a question floating softly in your thoughts. What could potentially grow in the spaces where you've heard "no"? If this quiet reflection has indeed touched your heart and spoken to your spirit, you are warmly invited to subscribe and join this beautifully unfolding journey of faith with echoes of Jesus.